Um, I'm the chaplain for the Maine Warden Service. There's only one of me. And I should tell you ahead of time that most people don't understand why the game wardens in Maine would need a chaplain, and it's because they respond to a whole variety of wildland calamities. So they enforce fish and wildlife law, how many fish can you take, and how many moose can you shoot, and what gender they have to be, and all that. But they also respond to snowmobile accidents and drownings and all-terrain vehicle accidents and things like that. And when they are responding to something like that, they'll call the chaplain to come and be with the family. And that's my job. So I am not personally a law enforcement officer, so if any of you have any illegal moose meat, nothing I can do, except like condemn you to hell or something, but I am ordained, I can do these things. But I wasn't really gonna talk about that, except that I went to New York to be in the Moth, main stage New York thing. And I have to say, all of you storytellers, it's a very cool thing to go to the Moth, because if you come from out of town to New York, they put you up in like a hipster hotel. And if you are a middle-aged mother of 6 and a law enforcement chaplain and ordained minister, you don't get to spend a lot of time in hipster hotels. So it's very cool. So anyway, I show up at the hipster hotel in Soho, and I'm all by myself, which makes it less cool. And I settle in and whatever, and go out to find something to eat in Soho. And I'm walking along, and it's 6 o'clock, which is like supper time if you're from Maine. It's nothing if you're from New York. So New York, Soho is kind of deserted, but I'm walking along and looking for a restaurant with food that we don't have in Maine. And because I figured, and I see a Turkish restaurant. Like, awesome, perfect. We don't have a lot of Turkish restaurants in Maine. So I go in, I sit down, there's no one else there because it's New York and it's 6 o'clock. And I sit by the window and I order my food from the waiters, who are very Turkish. They're wearing fezzes and have prayer beads and whatnot. And they're very nice, so I order my baba ganoush and my whatever. And I'm eating and I'm looking out the window and feeling very hip. And across the square that this little restaurant looks out on comes, various people, but comes this couple. And they're obviously having a huge fight. Now remember, I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm just sitting there with my baba ganoush and my wine and the waiters and the fezzes. So I'm watching them come across the square, and I'm pretty riveted because it's a big fight. I mean, they're flailing around, and then they're coming across, and they stop in kind of the crook of a building where 2 buildings come together. And the light is fading, and I'm watching. The waiter comes over to refill my wine glass, and he says, "What are you looking at?" I said, "Well, there's a couple out there. They're kind of having a fight, and I'm watching them because, So now we're both looking out the window, watching this couple, and the light is fading, and I'm like, it's not against the law to have a fight, but I'm watching. And this is the problem with being a law enforcement chaplain. It's not only that you have this whole prayer and counseling thing, but you also have this law enforcement thing, which means you're responsible for everyone's well-being all the time. So I'm watching these people, and I can't see the woman anymore. I see the man, because his back is to me. I can't see her anymore. So I'm watching, and I'm finally, okay, screw this. I can't do this. So I leave all my stuff there, and I just take my wallet, and I tell the waiter in his fez, I'll be right back. I just have to go check on this, make sure nobody's getting beaten up. Could be a 1045, you don't know. So out I walk across the square, holding aloft my wallet with my badge, which gives me 0 authority, even in the state of Maine, let alone in Manhattan. And I say something like, "Law enforcement chaplain, stop or I'll pray." And God love them, they stop. And they turn around and they're looking at me. And it turns out they're Russian, who gesticulate a lot, I guess. And they start explaining to me, oh, we have these terrible problems together, and you don't know what to do, and we love each other. Well, okay, now we're in familiar territory, right? Cool. I'm like, well, hey, have you tried counseling? And, so we're interacting, and it's going well, and they're calming down. I'm like, okay, well, just, try to be a little bit chill about it, and it's good. I just want to make sure everybody was okay, and blah, blah, blah. I put my wallet away, and they're good, and I'm good, and everything. And I turn around to go back to the restaurant, and unbeknownst to me, all the waiters from the restaurant in their fezzes had come out behind me. And they had all formed up behind me like this. I didn't realize I had a posse. It's like, dang. So the Russians go off, and me and the Turks go back to the restaurant. We're laughing because we've just done this cool thing. And my waiter says, he goes, I am a good Muslim. He goes, but I like how you do these things in this country. I was like, I do too. The end.